And that would have to be the Rick Ross versus 50 Cent beef. This was a top 10 Hall of Famer for a lot of reasons. Now, with most rap beefs, the origin is a little bit vague. Usually there's something that happens that makes one party upset, and instead of them talking to the other person like a human being, they have to air their grievances out in public. And this had started from the side of Rick Ross. Rick Ross had basically alleged that 50 Cent had said something to him that was disrespectful at the BET Awards, something that he took the wrong way. And Rick Ross basically created an album and a rollout around this where he had dropped his new song, Mafia Music, that was taken as a 50 Cent diss, and it had a lot of energy and attention around it because he was going after 50 Cent. Now, 50 Cent is someone who, at that time, and as time has gone on, has proved that one of his best qualities is pettiness. Dude is petty to a T. If you ever cross 50 Cent and do wrong by him, much like Michael Jordan, he's going to take that personally. 50 Cent at the time actually had his own YouTube channel and his own thisis50.com and decided to make a video responding to Rick Ross, and this is what he said.
Hey, what's up? Alright, y'all caught me. I was practicing for my new rock and roll album. Nah, I ain't gonna have no rock and roll album. But, well, I got your attention, I might as well talk to you, right? This morning I heard an interview that Rick Ross called in, had an interview, you know, but what was interesting is she asked him, like, where this shit came from, or, like, what he said.
We got Rick Ross on the line. What's up, Ross?
What's up, dude?
Shit came out of the clear blue sky to me. I didn't know what the fuck the nigga was talking about when I heard it. And then what he said was so whack that I didn't even know if the nigga was meant it or he was like, you know what I mean, some sideways shit. So anyway, she asked him where it came from, and he said from the BET Awards. Now, I ain't never had a conversation with these niggas. I don't know these niggas. I know your name, I seen your video. Other than that, we ain't got no business together. We ain't got no reason to even be talking to each other, right? So niggas think that it's an opportunity to create energy or like a excitement for the actual release of a record. And I understand that it may be more attention than you usually get, but it'll be the kind of attention that when it goes away, you go away completely. Like there's nothing else left for your ass. You completed, done. You know, and your company, the system might actually feel like it's a good idea for the moment until they realize that I won't stop. There's nobody in control of me. Like, I do what I want to do. So, I'm deciding to fuck your life up. Rick, bro, I'm gonna fuck your life up. For fun. This a few times. This is not new. I do this all the time. Like, I had a list of niggas that fucked up. I'm gonna fuck your shit up. You know what I mean? Because I know, I can already see from here, from where I'm at, that this nigga's a total fraud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even no issue.
Now pay attention to what 50 said there. He said he does not stop. Once all the hype dies down, once all the attention goes away, I'll still be here and I'll still be coming after you. Now this statement sounds psychopathic, it sounds insane, but 50 Cent is not exaggerating. Because after this interview dropped, after Rick Ross had publicly maligned 50 Cent, 50 Cent had now put Rick Ross on his to-do list in making them look like a clown. 50 Cent had started off the new campaign of saying, why would I listen to anything that Rick Ross says? Because he used to be a correctional facility officer. He used to put people to jail. And this is a legitimate fact. 50 Cent did his research. He did some spec ops, covert stuff. Found out Rick Ross used to work for a correctional facility, used to be Officer Ricky, and used that in a diss song, used that in his publicity, and used that to malign his character and say, Rick Ross, how you everyday hustling, moving cocaine, but at the same time putting people behind the bars, you're part of the law.
Begun to be a lips breath stronger than endo. Fat fuck playing we fit Nintendo. Have another tattoo, here's another tattoo. Run into my goons soon, have new bullet wounds. Officer Ricky, radio for backup. See ass anyway, you know I'm gonna act up. You wanna play with me when I don't wanna play? Have my niggas whip the skin off your ass in broad day.
And it's something that basically cheapened his reputation and made him look like, oh my God, he's an amazing mob boss. He's a coke fiend. He's someone who's a player in this game that we call the drug cartel, but in reality, he was really Officer Richard, who was at the correctional facility putting people to jail. And this is something that 50 Cent would bring up multiple times and say, quite literally, listen, if you want to be a correctional facility officer, that's fine, but you're lying. You're putting out a false image. You're basically coming off as someone you're not. And this was the first thing that really bothered Rick Ross. You could tell he was like, damn, I was really hoping people forgot I was a correctional officer and we can move on with my life. But 50 had to bring that up. And from then on, 50 Cent and Rick Ross had a lot of beef, a lot of distaste. There'd be interviews that would drop between each other. And it would be the typical, I hate that guy, he's a fraud, he's not that good. And then 50 Cent would respond by saying he's a fake, he's a fatso, why would I ever listen to him? But this is where the entertainment takes a level step up. And it makes you look at 50 Cent as an absolute psychopath when it comes to going against someone and going for the jugular. 50 Cent then eventually got into a relationship with one of Rick Ross's ex-wives, one of his ex-women that had his children. And 50 Cent decides to record content with this woman and their kids, and he would post it online and almost like the Joker, be like, Ross, I'm with your girl, I'm with your family, they like me, they don't like you, we having a good old time at your cost. You're paying for all this, and I'm here with your girl, and you can't do anything about it.
It's not, no, that's not more than your dad.
You might tell you that? I know.
It's necessary though. Give me my money, you little traitor. I thought you was down with me. He got more because we in the house. He taught you to say that.
20,000.
It's Floyd's spot. We in Vegas doing real big. I got the boys with me. Say hi, man. Say hi.
Sup?
What's up? So we gonna tell you.
What's up?
This is 50.com.
It ain't nothing.
It ain't nothing. We doing big, it ain't nothing.
And as if this wasn't enough, 50 Cent then goes further and beyond and transcends the sicko limit and enters the Joker realm, where he actually obtains an old sex tape of one of Rick Ross's exes. He then plays that tape on his website, thisis50.com, and he adds director commentary. So as he's watching the tape, he's commentating over it and clowning on his girl or his ex-girl, all for the sake of making fun of Rick Ross, all for the sake of basically destroying his mental health. I mean, if I was Rick Ross at this point, I would be calling his boys back in county, the correctional officers. I'd be calling the police. I'd be calling the SWAT team. I'd be like, we got to get 50 Cent. Somebody needs to stop this madman. He's going into my closets and bringing skeletons out. I didn't even know they were there. But ironically enough, with this, it seems like 50 Cent flew a little bit too close to the sun, because the woman that 50 Cent had exposed sued 50 Cent for defamation, character assassination. I mean, 50 Cent was literally trying to hurt Rick Ross by completely obliterating this woman's reputation. If people didn't know she had that tape in the past, they do now. She actually ended up suing 50 Cent. 50 Cent ended up having to pay some money to her, but I mentioned some money because 50 Cent has the legal genius to get a lawyer and then say that he's bankrupt. He has no money. When the woman brings up in court, hey, 50 Cent is posting on his Instagram stacks of cash in his refrigerator, stacks of cash on the floor, and 50 Cent says with a perfectly straight face, I'm just a good actor. I'm not really that rich. This is all just a performance, just to keep up with appearances.
And then you irritated the judge in the case because you started posting all these pictures of you that seem to indicate that you have a ton of money. You put up this picture right here of you eating a money sandwich.
Yeah.
You put this picture up of you opening your fridge and just finding money inside. You put up this picture, these are yours, of your coffee table, which is made of money. Then you put this picture up right here, which says you're broke, spelled in money. If that's the situation, why put all that?
All of that's over with now, Coney. That's over.
Okay, all right.
So 50 Cent ends up declaring bankruptcy. Eventually, he's able to pay his way out of it. And at the end of the day, what do you have? You have a saga that is littered with traditional rap beef, where it's people that are not fans of each other, then they hate each other, they drop a couple of diss records, they talk smack in interviews, but then 50 Cent goes the psychotic route. And let me mention this. This spans the years of 2008 to 2015 and maybe even onward, because there might be something that happens in the future where 50 Cent wake up and feel like, you know what, I want to bother Rick Ross today. This is a multi-year saga where 50 Cent was like, you know what? It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. I want to make sure that Rick Ross is absolutely miserable. I want to make sure anyone he knows in his life knows that he's a clown, he's a fraud, he's a correctional officer, and I'm going to go on this multi-year campaign of ruining someone's life, which is absolutely insane. I honestly hope that I never cross paths with 50 Cent. He is a megalomaniac. He will literally take any resource available to destroy someone's life. And I think the Joker would probably put 50 Cent right up there as one of his head lieutenants. He definitely would be advising that guy on what to do next to the Batman. 50 Cent is an absolute monster. This rap beef went from something that was traditional and entertaining to almost scary in a horror movie. And at the end of the day, 50 Cent destroyed Rick Ross's reputation. He attacked him personally and professionally, and he got out of it by saying that he's bankrupt and can only pay so much money. And now he's able to create whatever movies he wants. I just saw he's in Expendables. 50 Cent's out here living his best life. And meanwhile, Rick Ross is still thinking about the fact that 50 Cent took his kids and ex-girl to Floyd's house, and then a couple months later commentated over one of his ex-girl's movies. That's crazy, man.
I'm deciding to fuck your life up. Rick Ross, I'm gonna fuck your life up.
At the end of every single video, make sure you ask people to rate and subscribe to your content. It makes them feel like they're involved even though they're really not. And most importantly, make sure they comment on every single video. If you have to, disguise it. You know, call it something like the question of the day. And really make them think you're gonna really read it when you really don't have to. Ha ha ha!